Hi, Bill Jones from Turntastic Wood Designs. I bought the Evolution saw, the Evolution chop saw. It's supposed to be able to cut steel and plastic and wood and metal all with the same blade and not mess up the blade. It works at a slightly slower speed and a higher torque. So I've been wanting one for a long time. So I finally cracked open my wallet and it arrived. And we're going to see today if it lives up to my expectations. Home Depot actually had a sale going on that the stand and the saw together were actually $60 cheaper than buying the saw alone, which is a little weird. I wasn't necessarily interested in the stand, but like I said, it was $60 cheaper to buy it with than without, so I really couldn't pass that up. So we're going to check that out too. But for now, for the moment, I'll just go ahead and get this out of the way. Oops. UPS brought it, and the box is pretty banged up. It had a rough ride. But I don't think anything inside is hurt, so let's see what's in here. Open this up. All right, what we got so far? All right. So in the top, right away, there's the owner's manual. That's good. Looks like some of the stops and accessories are right up top. There's an Allen wrench. Set those to the side for now. And the dust collection bag. Oh, it looks like they gave you a pair of safety goggles and ear protection with it. That's nice. Okay, the saw is in there, and it looks like it's pretty well assembled. Doesn't look like I'm going to have to do very much at all for the assembly. The blade is already mounted. Let's take, yeah. Looks like it's fairly heavy duty. All right, let's pull this out of the box. All right. I'm going to set this aside. Here, I'll show you a little bit. Something I like already is there's a handle back here. So when you have to move it, you can grab this handle. And that's a nice feature. All right, I'm going to set this aside and get out the stand. See what we got here. Okay, we've got, again, right up top, a user's manual. Looks like some kind of fence. Rollers. It's quite heavy. Quite heavy, pretty sturdy. I think this might be a pretty good tool. Well, I might have to get out the directions. Well, we've got the standard set of directions where it tells you start with a lettered part. Start with screw F and screw that together and all this. I'm going to go ahead and put it together and come back in a minute. Well, I got it put together. The stand is quite sturdy. Actually, it's a really nice stand. And if you're going to use it with the stand all the time, I would recommend that, because recommend getting the stand because, like I said, it is very sturdy and it was not difficult to put together. I do have a couple of complaints. In my case, get around here where I can see this roller. There was actually a piece missing off of this roller. There's a little pin that holds this rod on, that holds the roller on, that was missing from mine. I'm going to have to go find a pin or modify this in some way to get it to get that back in there, to get it to work correctly. Get in there, you. There we go. Alright. The other big complaint that I have is if you're going to use it the way I am, where most of the time you'll have it on the bench and only intend to use the stand if you take it out somewhere on a job, then actually mounting it to the stand is more complicated than it needs to be. It's not impossible, but it really should be. There should be a simpler way to put it in. You have to take too many parts off and set them aside, and it's clumsy. And once you get it on there, it's good, but it should be easier to get on the stand. So there's a lot of things I see on the saw that I think I like, and I'm going to try it out now. One of the things I noticed right away that I like is that on both sides of zero, it goes beyond 45. It goes to 55 degrees on both sides. The action is pretty smooth, easy to use, and there are positive stops at common angles like 45, 30, 22.5, and 15, and 0, of course. So that's a really nice feature. So that works well, and then you can lock it down with this screw. That's nice and big, easy to use. All right, tilting it the other axis. See, it's again pretty smooth, easy to use. Looks like there are some positive stops also on this at common angles. So if I can get that to work, so that's nice. Get that back to 0 and lock that in. The action is quite smooth. There are locks to lock the action if you want. You can also lock it down in a down position if you want. And there are, I can't see them over here, but positive stops. So you can do dados with this if you want. It set the positive stops. So far that's pretty cool. And one of the things that I've never had before that's awesome is the laser guide. So it has a pretty wide capacity, looks like almost 13-inch capacity. So that's also a really nice feature. So here we go, making the first cut. I've got my safety gear on, and here we go. Slow start, interesting. Okay, that was a piece of poplar, cut right through it with no problem. Of course, I would not have expected it to have any problem with a simple piece of poplar. Now here's a piece of PVC. Nice clean cut, smooth, no worries. Did that very nicely. Now I've got a small piece of steel tubing here, and we're going to see what happens. Do not try this with an ordinary chop saw. I went kind of slow because I was a little nervous about that. Made very little sparks, just a few sparks, but it cut right through that nice and clean. Didn't seem to have any problem. If you'd have tried that with an ordinary saw, you would have definitely wrecked the blade and probably hurt yourself. Now let's see if the blade still cuts wood. Nice and clean, no worries, no hurry. So I would definitely recommend this saw. This is exactly what I was hoping for. Would definitely go with this Evolution saw. I'm very pleased. It was exactly what I was looking for. The stand is okay. I have a couple complaints about the stand, but I mentioned those. But other than that, it's a good buy, and I recommend it. If you liked this video and found it useful, please like and share with your friends. If you have any questions about this or anything you've seen in my shop or any other video or anything at all, please feel free to leave a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. And as always, thanks for watching.